everyone, Charlene from FBJFit and FBJFit.com. I'm here again today with my best friend Nancy.
Hello.
We are back to do another review for you today, and today we're taking on something a little different. We're doing alcohol-free wine. Now, usually Nancy and I are always talking about our favorite alcoholic beverages, but this time we are trying some zero-proof cocktails wine by Giesen wines.
We're staying in the same sort of element, but now we're taking out the alcohol.
And now I've been saying that I did dry January, and that kind of kicked off my interest in alcohol-free wines, and I've been pleasantly surprised how much I have enjoyed them. It really feels like I'm having a cocktail. I think, like I say with the mocktails, I think it's really important. Presentation is everything. You put it in a nice wine glass, and I have one when I'm cooking, or it really got me through dry January and beyond. I went into February. I was really doing well with that, and we have quite a variety to choose. Usually
Look at all of this. I'm
usually more the white fan. I have sampled the Sauvignon Blanc. That is my go-to, and I loved it, so I'm really curious to try some of the others. I waited to do that live with you guys, and Nancy's our red fan, so
I'll be anxious to try it.
So I think I'm going to try the Pinot Grigio for both of us for the white. And
so I did more like damp January. But I think for a lot of people, at least a lot of the people that I get to chat with, we try to talk about, the effects for sure are different as you get older. Drinking, you just feel it, I think, a little bit more, and not only does it hit you right away, but it's also the next day, or it's harder to sleep.
Smells nice. It definitely is. In fact, I find I'm very achy the next day. Cheers.
Cheers.
Give that a little sample. Oh, I really like that one.
That's tasty.
That is really tasty. So that's the Pinot Grigio, and
that's nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like you're drinking something that's not wine.
Right. That's, I think, what I enjoyed reading about was one of my questions too, is how is it different than grape juice? Because I'm not going to lie, I did try a few other brands, and there was one that I was like, this tastes like vinegar and grape juice. And it was it really wasn't good. And so I was almost giving up on the alcohol-free wines, and then I came across this one, and then I was like, no, this is so much better.
Yeah. And I think the nice thing too is that you feel like you can have what you appreciate if you were, let's say you were having it with certain foods or something, and you like certain foods. For me, that would be the case with the red. There's certain things I want to have a red wine with a certain type of food. So it's nice to have that still same complement to what you're eating, but yet not have to feel all the effects of the alcohol.
I really liked how much of a selection there was. So if you do have a particular favorite, they have the rosé, they have a sparkling, they have the red. Like I said, I get the Sauvignon Blanc. There's a Chardonnay, which is usually a little bit more buttery. And the calories are unbelievable. They're 19 calories for a 5-ounce glass, I think, for the rosé and the Sauvignon Blanc. But I think even at the highest, it goes up to 33 calories. But I always say with the Sauvignon Blanc, the whole bottle is 100, a little over 100 calories. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic. And I think that drives home the idea about just how many calories you might consume if you're having multiple glasses. If this is, in the ballpark of 20 calories, but yet a normal glass would be somewhere around 145.
Yeah. And what I think too was that you might say, well, why are you drinking wine if you're not, if you don't want to get that buzz feeling? But I'm telling you, psychologically, there is something about it. When I've been drinking it, I kind of forget sometimes that it's not alcoholic wine, and I'm in a social setting, and I feel like I'm having a glass of wine, and it tastes like wine and feels like wine.
Yeah.
And I just don't have any of the negative effects.
Right.
I also was saying, I did like the idea, and this was just something new I learned about, was zebra striping, and that's about mixing it up a little bit. So that you can have, maybe you start out with your full high test cocktails and then switch over, so you don't have to worry about driving home or, having too much, and it can just balance it out. Because I was saying that I think when you're trying to lead a healthier lifestyle, which Nancy and I definitely try to do, you are trying to cut back on certain things. And because you don't drink as often, it goes right to your head, when you do have a cocktail. So I think that this kind of gives it,
some balance.
Yeah. That's
some
what I
balance.
thought. So we can try
Yeah.
the red too.
And don't get me wrong, I still drink regular wine, but I like this because I actually like wine. So if I don't want to feel that garbage effect
Yes.
the next day, which seems to be, ooh, that is not a great pour, which does seem to be more the case lately, which has made me sad.
Gives me some headaches sometimes too. I feel like that just, but you know, not we certainly enjoy our wine, which was why this was a nice little perk. Maybe it's midweek, or maybe you have something you're doing the next day and you don't want to be dragging a little bit extra. I also worry about the calories, and it goes, you know, I always wonder why on every medical form it asks how many drinks you're having a week. It clearly is not the best
It
thing.
has an impact.
Not the best thing for your health. So this is a nice, you know, option.
Yes.
Okay, now this is what is the premium red? Is that what we
Premium
are?
red. Yes.
From New Zealand. So okay,
Yes.
here we go.
Okay. Try number 2.
That's interesting.
I
I didn't say it like that.
it.
I'm like I am much more. I tend to be more of a white fan, but that is it does not taste like grape juice at all. It's a tastes like red wine. I could certainly pair that with some, you know,
Yeah.
some red meats or.
I know it's not your first choice.
Which it didn't used to be. I have to say, I don't know, like what has happened to me that white wine has become my my go-to. I really like the rosés. I really like too, and the sparkling.
I like them all. I'm sorry.
I've been doing more.
It depends. Time of year, food, not food.
I liked the sparkling because I've been really into bellinis lately with a little bit of the peach puree, and I think that's so nice with like brunch. And I don't know, I've just really been on a white kick. So I did really like it, and it certainly has a nice color and body to it.
Yeah. Mhm. You definitely feel like you're having your glass of wine, but you're not getting to a point of, okay, great, now I need to go drive home, or I have to get up in the morning. Sunday morning, Pilates bar fusion. I cannot be sitting and drinking, several glasses of this, especially if the closer you get to bed. And sometimes if you've had a glass too, you're sort of looking and go, well, I could have a little bit more, and that just tips you right over the edge. And now
I do find the second glass goes down a lot faster. It's just easier to do. And we were talking about why it's different than, you know, just grape juice. And I forgot that part was that they said that when they make the Giesen wine, they make it as wine, and then remove the alcohol. And that's the
right. That's
the key to really keeping it like wine. Because like I said, that other brand I tried, I was kind of like, oh, I didn't, you know, that just didn't really taste like wine to me, and and that was not as an enjoyable experience. But this one has really been a hit for me.
It's nice to have something with some good flavor that definitely feels like it's a glass of wine, or it tastes like a glass of wine, because the other types of things you make, I just don't want a lot of carbonated things, and that's when I make a mocktail. You know, they're good, but I'm not going to sit there and drink a whole lot of carbonated.
All night long. And this like I said, I've found I've had a really nice time pouring a glass of this when I'm making dinner, and it just kind of just sets the tone to be, you know, a relaxing, fun night. Yeah. So I guess if you want to learn more about it, you can go to giesenwines.com, and that is GIESEN.com. And I will say, I thought it was very affordable.
They do sell it at Whole Foods. I did see it at Whole Foods up at least where I am in southern New Hampshire.
That's great.
So yeah, they're accessible. They're out there. Obviously, other people are on.
Yeah, I've seen it at a bunch of local liquor stores too, and I usually stock up because the whole bottle has so few calories. I find like I drink a lot more of it at a time than I would of regular wine, and because I really enjoy it. So and it's very affordable. The price point is really nice for it. So I like this. I'm looking forward to. We'll have to do another video to try to sample some of the other flavors for you.
I like the sound of that Bellini. You'll have to.
That's right. We'll have to try that. So cheers, and I hope you'll give it a try.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.